Hi guys, welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and prepare for math by getting out your math book and a pencil. Today we're on lesson 140. Let's go ahead and turn to page 253. The last time we were together, we were talking about perimeter. Remember our song? Let's sing it together as you're getting ready. Perimeter means around. Perimeter means around. Oh no, don't you know? Perimeter means around. Add up all the sides. You add up all the sides. Oh no, don't you know? You add up all the sides. The last time we were together, we talked about how to find the perimeter of a rectangle. It's as if we had a little toy soldier and he was walking all along the length, up the width, all along the length, and down this width. And if we were to add all that up together, we could figure out how far he walked. That's the perimeter, the distance all the way around that rectangle, okay? Now, we used a formula the last time we were together. We used this formula that you see in my red cloud here. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Remember what those parentheses mean? Do me first, do me first, do me first. Well, today we're talking about how to find not the perimeter of a rectangle, but how to find the perimeter of a square. Let's take a look at the square. What's something that we know about it? How many sides does it have? 4. Out of those 4 sides, how many of them are equal? Well, all of them. They're all equal to all the other sides, right? So if I were to measure this square, I would say it's about 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. So how much would it be? How many inches would it be all the way around? Well, does it really have a length and a width? Not really, because their top and the bottom is not longer than the sides. Everything's all the same. Remember, length is longer, larger, last. Remember all those L words? Okay. So since they're all the same, it's not going to have a length and a width. We're going to call this a side. A side. So if one side is 2 inches for a square, aren't all the sides going to be 2 inches? Yes. If they're not all the same, we don't have a square. So we could add up all the sides just like our song says. But since you've already told me that there are 4 sides and all 4 of those sides are the same, why don't for today we use this new formula? Look at the board. It's in the blue cloud. P equals 4 times S. Now that S does not stand for square, but this is the formula for finding the perimeter of a square. Remember what that S stands for? The S is the length of one of the sides of the square. So let's go back to our square for a moment. I measured it at 2 inches. P equals 4 times 2 inches. What's 4 times 2 inches? 8 inches. So the perimeter of my square here would be 8 inches around, going all the way around. If I were to get up my ruler and add up 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that would give me 8. That's right. 4 times 2 is 8. And I got that by using my perimeter formula. P equals 4 times S. That's going to be our new formula for today. Now, hopefully you've had plenty of time to get that math book out and open up to page 253. Let's go ahead and look at our very first story problem where this formula is going to come in handy. Caleb built a square doghouse. For Spot, each side is 4 feet. What is the perimeter of the doghouse? Well, remember, we start by writing our formula first. P equals 4 times S. P equals 4 times S. Now, let's erase the S and replace the S with what the S stands for. What was the length of one of the sides? One of the sides was 4 feet. Now, let's solve this. What is 4 times 4? 16. Let's add the label. 16 feet. So the perimeter, or the length going all the way around, the distance going all the way around that doghouse is going to be a total of 16 feet. I think Spot's going to be really happy with that doghouse. Let's look at letter B. This is a review from our perimeter formula from yesterday. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Miss Wright had the children measure their rectangular classroom. They found the length to be 14.4 yards and the width to be 10.9 yards. Find the perimeter of the classroom. Remember, perimeter means around. We could add up all the sides, but since we have a rectangle, let's just go ahead and use our formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. Let's say that together. Ready, begin. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Let's write that down. Here we go. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Now that our formula has been written, let's erase and replace the L and the W with what L and the W stand for. Which one was our length, or which one was longer? 14.3 was longer. Let's see if I can squeeze it in there. 14.3. Woo, there we go. Don't forget that decimal point. That makes a big difference. And the last one was 10.9. Okay, what do those parentheses mean? Do me first, do me first, do me first. P equals 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. We have 1 digit behind the decimal, so we'll have 1 digit behind the decimal here. Let's multiply the other one. Remember, parentheses mean what? Do me first, do me first, do me first. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1, well, anything times 1 equals the other number, so 2. There's 1 digit behind our decimal here, so there'll be 1 digit behind our decimal there. And those parentheses fall off. Remember, when you're adding decimals, keep your decimals in a straight line. So I'm going to bring my decimal down first. Let's add the digits that are in the tenths place. Remember, the tenths place is the first place to the right of the decimal. 6 plus 8 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9 plus 1 makes 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 50.4 what? Remember, every story problem must end with a label. This is yards. If you know the abbreviation, you can write that. If not, you'll have to write out the whole thing. But I think you know it. Okay, let's move on to letter C. Letter C says, Elizabeth constructed a triangle. 2 of the angles measured 55 degrees and 40 degrees. What was the measure of the third angle? So remember, when we are finding the degree of the missing angle in a triangle, the first step is to add up what we know. Let's add up 55 and 40. What is 55 plus 40? 95. Great. Now let's take the 95 that we have and subtract that from 180. Okay, here we go. Bigger bottom, better borrow. The 8 becomes a 7. The 0 becomes a 1. Take 5 from 10, that's 5. Bigger bottom, better borrow. The 1 becomes a 0. The 7 becomes a 17. Take 9 from 17, and that gives us 8. So the missing degree, or the missing angle in that triangle, was a total of 85 degrees. Great job, guys. Remember, add up what you know, then subtract from 180 degrees. Let's go to our last story problem together. Zach told Mr. Calvert that he constructed a 7-sided octagon. Why is this impossible? Well, how many sides does an octagon have? 8. So our answer is octagons have 8 sides, not 7. Ooh, Zach, we need to review our geometric shapes, but I think there's still hope for Zach yet. There's hope for everybody, right? Okay. For section 2, we're going to go ahead and skip over that section, but if you have a ruler at home, you are welcome to give that a try. All you're doing is constructing your own square, and every side is going to be 1 inch. Make sure that those corners are right angles, okay? Let's move on to section 3. For section 3, we're finding the perimeter of a square, but this time they're wanting us to add up all the sides. Let's sing our song. Perimeter means around, perimeter means around. Oh no, don't you know perimeter means around. You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh no, don't you know you add up all the sides. Let's look at the first one together for section 3. S equals 4 centimeters. Remember, the S stands for one side of the square, but technically it stands for all the sides of the square. They're each that long. Okay, so let's add it. 4 plus 4 is what? 8 plus another 4 is what? 12 plus another 4 is 16 centimeters. Now, how many of you in your mind, you just went, 4 times 4 is 16? Okay, I did too. But they're wanting us to add it there. They're wanting us to know, or they're wanting to know if we can do it the adding method and the multiplying method. Okay, all right. You can do the rest of section 3 on your own. Just add up all the sides. Remember, how many sides does a square have? 4. So you should be adding that side 4 times. Side plus side plus side plus side. S plus S plus S plus S. Go down to section 4. Section 4, use the formula to find the perimeter of a square. Woo, thank you. We're going back to using the formula. Here we go. For one side, it says one side is equal to 3.1. We can do that. All we have to do is write our formula first. What's our formula? P equals 4 times S. Let's write that first. P equals 4 times S. Erase the S and replace the S with what S equals. S equals 3.1. Let's multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. There was 1 digit behind the decimal point here, so there will be 1 digit behind the decimal point there. Last of all, add your label, or in this case, your measurement. We're measuring with feet. FT period. You will work all the ones for section 3 this exact same way. Please turn the page. Let's look at the top at section 5. Section 5, we're going back to practice finding the perimeter of a rectangle. We're going to be using our rectangle formula, P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Let's go ahead and write that for section 5 for letter A. Let's do that one together. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Now that we have our formula written, let's erase the L and the W and replace them with what the L and the W equal. There goes my L, there goes my W. Our length was 9.6 and our width was 8.3. Question: what if they had not put in the L and the W there? How would we know which one is length and which one is width? Whichever number is longer or larger, that is going to be our length. Okay. What are those parentheses saying? Do me first, do me first, do me first. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1 makes 19. There was 1 digit behind the decimal, so let's put 1 digit behind the decimal there. Let's move on to the next group. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. 1 digit behind the decimal, 1 digit behind the decimal. Here we go. If we're adding decimals, bring your decimals straight down. 2 plus 6 is 8. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Our perimeter for section 5, letter A, is 35.8 yards. Right, great job. So today, not only have we reviewed our perimeter of a rectangle, this guy right here, today we've also introduced how to find the perimeter of a square. Remember, you can always just add up all the sides, but sometimes it's just easier to multiply by 4. And our formula for today is P equals 4 times S. And that S stands for side. But maybe we could kind of think of it as a memory hook where S is the square. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, the rest of this page is review. Do as much as you can because I know you're trying to earn those tickets. That would be wonderful. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.